How you doing today, guys? Let me show you this really cool, highly customized Sebenza 21. This is an older 2010 S30V Sebenza 21. It has had a ton of work done to it. So just pop it open, feast your eyes on that. Yep. She has had the nose clipped down. This did not have a chip tip, no broken tip, anything like that. This knife was purchased by the owner here with this whole treatment in mind. And some things were some surprises along the way. We'll go over that. One being, did you already catch it? The Benchmade thumb lug on there. Yep. Alright. Let's get into it. Obviously you can see this was my double nuked finish on the titanium. So that means it's highly stonewashed. Very aggressive stonewash on it. I wish the light would cooperate with me here and show you exactly how bronze it really is. Even if the camera's not showing you, it's very bronze. Very deep bronze. And then obviously chop the blade down. Let's show you the swedges. The swedge. Is it swedge? Swedge eye? Well, there's only one swedge. We'll show you the grind lines. Feel a little weird. Been a long day. Alright. So, see how that terminates near the tip there? This is freehand. And then terminates near the tip there. Be careful to not cut myself. So it looks straight on. It stays nice and up the center of the blade. Rolls back, rolls back. You see how it ends here. Comes around and ends there. Yep. Fun stuff. So, some people may ask, well, why would you not... Oh, there was some light. Come on. Alright. Alright. Clouds went in. Some people might ask, well, why wouldn't you just get an Insingo? Well, this is different than the Insingo. This has a lot more aggressive reverse tanto look to it. Maybe modified sheep's foot style blade. I don't know. I have my small Insingo here to kind of show you the difference. Now keep in mind, the small does have different proportions. So it's not really a fair comparison, but if you were to enlarge this to a large, you would see that it's still a different profile than this drop point. And again, if I haven't said it, this knife is not going to be in everybody's taste. Some people don't understand it. I've got friends who don't understand why I personally love the SNG and the Para 2 so much. They say, well, it's a lot of handle and, you know, not much cutting edge. There is more than enough cutting edge here. You know, most people love the Para 2. But the ratios, if you look at it in ratio, it's nowhere near like even 40 to 60. Like 40% blade, 60% handle. Like it's more like 30, 70, right? But I like that. To me, it gives me a lot of control over the cutting edge. Gives me a lot of options to grip on. And another thing is it also, because you have all this leverage over this cutting edge, think about like the way an X-Acto knife works. All that handle over a smaller edge, you just have more leverage. It seems like you can put more pressure on whatever you're going to cut. But again, it's not going to be for everybody. Some people are going to say, well, that was just a waste of a Sebenza. I posted on Instagram, and a lot of people really were digging the look. You know? So, anyways. That's what customizing is all about. And this knife is more going on to it than just the looks. So, first of all, this knife, the owner lives in Germany. He has never even handled this knife. He sent it to me. He bought it from a U.S. seller. Sent it straight to me. From me, it went to Chris Reeve for a polishing cloth, a double thumb lug. I know. I'll tell you the story here in a second. Went for the double thumb lug and new hardware. So we've got the new hardware here. So what happened to the thumb lug? After it got back to me from Chris Reeve, it then went out to Paul Boss for Paul Boss's custom heat treat. Some say that Chris Reeve's S30V is a little softer than they would like, so it doesn't hold an edge quite as long as they're used to on their higher end knives. You know, that could be argued. I almost understand why Chris Reeve on the older S30V went to 58, 59, and I think it was for ease of sharpening. When S30V first come out, what, 10, 12 years ago or so, maybe even a little bit older than that, they were having problems with chipping and stuff. So this combated all that. It helps you sharpen it easier and stopped all the chipping and this and that. So he went on the safer side. This owner here wanted to go more on the higher hardness side. So this went off to Paul Boss. If you don't know who he is a legend in the steel heat treating world. His formula is Strider's formula for their S30V. Now Strider may have changed it since then. I don't know how much S30V Strider uses nowadays. But in the past, they were using his formula. I believe he worked with them or for them for an amount of time a few years ago. And now he's working with Buck knives. So that's why some of those, is it the Buck Vantage Pro with the S30V with the Paul Boss heat treat? Man, that's an incredible value. We're not talking about that knife. Talking about this knife, but still rambling a little bit. Do you guys remember the Tom Mayo collaborations with Buck Knives? And they had the Paul Boss heat treat. So if you guys know me over the years and how much I love Strider's S30V, this blade now has that heat treat. The one problem was it had the double thumb lug from Chris Reeve, and in the heat treating process, the reheat treating process, the lug fell out. One of the back lugs fell out. I know, so he paid the $35 upgrade fee to get the double thumb lug. I'm sorry, Mike, man. I mean, some things are just out of our control, you know. But the back of that double thumb lug fell out. So there's the back side of a double thumb lug. Or the front side it was. This was the side that was on this side of the blade. So the backside fell out. I assume it's a big commercial grade oven. Can we get some of that light? No. Alright. I'm still really wanting to pop this bronze to show you what it's actually like. Anyways, the back half fell out, and then I was able to wiggle it around with my fingers and just pull it out. So now we were left with the problem of, oh no, no thumb lug on there. So I'm thinking, and here's the solution. A Benchmade Griptilian thumb lug. Again, not going to be for everybody. I think it's a really cool solution. There's some light. Can you see it? Really cool solution, I think, was the Benchmade. Because he still got his double thumb lug. Looks pretty custom now, you know. Most of us know the Benchmade Griptilian, but it's a cooler custom look in my opinion. May not look so great on a regular Sebenza, but the way this has been docked with the nose here, has a more aggressive shape here. You can tell it's highly customized. You know, it makes sense that the thumb stud would be customized as well. You see it fits nice. I didn't have to do any customizing to make it fit. It doesn't stick out over top of the scale. It just fits perfect, like it was just made for it. And it works great. Any of you guys who own the Benchmade Griptilian know that the thumb stud works great. And then he also has his double lug, and you can still do your under flick on your knife, and he can still open it left-handed if need be. So cool solution. And then I was showing you off the stonewash of this knife, because when it come back from the heat treat, it had this bronze tone to it. And it wasn't like cool looking bronze. It was like a muddy looking heat treat scale type of thing. It wasn't matching the knife. So what I did is I completely polished it. The owner wanted me to match Chris Reeves' stonewash the best I could to match his brand new hardware that he had purchased for the knife. So that's what I did. I had to mirror polish it. I mean, I have a picture, not a picture, a short video on Instagram showing the mirror polish blade. And then I stonewashed it for a few hours. So it's not quite Chris Reeves' finish. It's almost like if Chris Reeve was to pull out his blade before he put it in the last finishing process of his polishing media. So it's a matte finish stonewash. I think it's a real cool custom look, but it still has a shine to it, but not quite as polished as like Chris Reeves. But it's definitely a lot more satin looking, not satin, a lot more shiny than like a bead blast and then a stonewash. If any of that makes sense. Certainly brighter than an acid wash. Matches the knife really well. This almost looks like it could have been a factory customization job. Kind of pat myself on the back, but not really. I mean, by the time you have the custom stonewash and stuff, I don't think it looks hacky, where this project could have went wrong in a few different areas. But I don't think it did. What do you think? Let me know. Love that swedge, that aggressive reverse tanto look. Thinking about being a user with now the custom heat treat on the hollow ground Sebenza ground blade, right? With the gorgeous edge on it. With the swedge here. Great lockup on it. The custom thumb lug. I did have to double nuke that as well to match the handle. I think it gives it a nice custom look. And there you go, if I didn't show that off. So you do lose some cutting edge, obviously. And then also this was a standard Sebenza, being that this was blue. This had a blue spacer on it. So I had to strip the anodizing off of that, and then I polished it. And then this was like a satin blast. So I polished this screw to match the other factory screws, the brand new screws. And then also this lanyard bar was also blue, so I stripped that and then mirror polished that as well. So a lot going on to this knife. A lot. And then it's been traveling a lot. Now it's finally ready to make its way to Germany. So I appreciate your patience, Mike. This one has been a long time coming. And believe it or not, guys, I am clearing out the backlog. I am working on knives every single weekend. I'm shipping stuff out. I'm not showing everything off because the books are still closed. I was way too excited to not show this knife off. I just have to get this on camera. Very aggressive looking Sebenza. I really like it. I almost want to dock my Sebenza 25 now. I have thought about purchasing a couple Sebenzas, the large Sebenzas, and doing this treatment and then just selling them outright. All this is not cheap. They probably would not have the custom heat treat on them, but they definitely have all this overall profile, the finish. And I could even do some different colors, blue, bronze, maybe some regular nukes, not the double nukes, maybe a double nuked one. We'll see. That's for a later date. I still have more knives here to finish up. I am making my way through them. I really am. And then maybe we'll reopen the books. I'm not quite sure yet. Got a lot going on in my life. And we'll see. We will see. Showing it off. I really love this finish. Very usable, very durable. And as you carry it and use it, if it does start to wear down on the edges or your keys bump up against it, I mean, it's right at home. This knife is ready to take on some abuse. And also, I can always refurb it too. It's not really a big deal. Very cool though. There you go. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let me know what you think. I know it's not for everybody, but it's very different. In my opinion, very cool, different. It's not just different just to be different. I think he's going to make a great user. He's got all this handle to hold on to get leverage over that knife blade. It still has a semi-pointy tip, so he can still pierce with it. And it almost will act like a Warncliffe with that tip biting right in like that. You know, with a modified Warncliffe, sheep's foot style, reverse tanto, whatever you want to call it. Very cool. And if I didn't mention, I don't think I did. 15 minutes, I don't think I mentioned it. He lives in Germany. So another problem that this thumb stud solved was that in Germany, locking, there's some light. Look at that. In Germany, one-handed locking knives are illegal. So if he wants to, he has the choice to pop that thumb lug off and just carry it. So I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool solution. Did I mention that earlier? I don't know. Time for me to get out of here. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize. Let's go out on that light shot right there. Like that. Alright. Thanks a lot, guys. This is a fun video to make. Fun knife to do, too. See ya.